Hey guys, welcome to The Edge, where I take everything I've learned over the past decade in elite sport, coaching and performance, and I break it down into simple, practical systems that actually work in real life. No fluff, no complexity, just clear, effective steps you can use to go from feeling stuck, tired or inconsistent to feeling strong, sharp and in control of your body again. If you haven't come across me before, my name is Owen Keeley. I'm a performance coach, international athlete and national record holder. I've helped hundreds of high performers over 30 lose stubborn belly fat, build real strength and optimize their day-to-day energy and performance. And today we are going to be breaking down the 7 steps to a perfect night's sleep. So by the end of the video today, you'll know exactly how to improve your sleep quality without gadgets, apps or complicated routines. And to kick things off, we are going to be starting off with a consistent wake time. Okay, and when we talk about consistent wake up times, really what we're talking about is just picking a wake up time. The big thing here is every day, a daily wake up time, not for during the week and then a different one for weekends. That is really going to kill the quality of sleep that we're getting in. So one of the simplest, quickest changes we can make to improve quality of sleep, because again, when it comes to sleep, it's not just about the number of hours that you sleep per day, it's about the number of hours, but the quality of sleep that we get in within that time. And just keeping the same wake time is going to allow your body to get into a proper rhythm. So it actually, gets into a time zone, a rhythm, and the quality within a couple of days will go through the roof when you keep this the same. So as a rule of thumb, we say an hour range. So that means plus or minus 30 minutes from the actual decided wake time. So if we are waking up, say at 7 a.m., that's our wake time we're going to stick to 7 days a week. That means between 6:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. we are waking up 7 days a week. No matter if we have social events, no matter if we have whatever, we're sticking to that same wake up time, and then we're letting our bedtime be a little bit more flexible. If we have social events, we can stay up a little bit later, still get up at the same wake time the next day. We can make up for that sleep with that 30-minute window from the wake time the next day, and with that we are going to be able to basically get better quality sleep in on that night and the nights following, instead of, if we are to say, sleep in after a social event. What happens then is you put your body out of sync the next night, the night after that, the night after that, and quality goes down and down and down. So stick with the same wake up time. I cannot stress this enough. It's a simple one. A lot of people are going to just read this and go, that's okay, but I'm not going to action that. This is where, if you want results, if you want progress, action this information. It's the boring stuff that actually works well a lot of the time. Next one then is going to be our morning light exposure. This is another one that it's not too sexy, it's not too flashy. A lot of people are going to see this and go, I can't really pick it up, I can't hold it, so i.e. it's not that important. It is important. It's another one that, if you're to action this, if you're to give it time, again, between 4 and 7 days, you would feel the benefits. There's a lot of process, a lot of systems in the body that actually get kick-started by just getting more exposure to light in the morning, okay? So one of the best things that you can do is that when you wake up at that consistent time, 7 days a week, try and get outside. Ideally we'll be getting light that's not through a window, so we'll be getting light that's actually external. A nice way to get this in, especially if you're in colder climates, is to just go out for a quick walk, a quick 5 to 10 minute walk, get some light in your eyes, get some light in your body. You're going to feel a hell of a lot better, and it's going to help to set that circadian rhythm or your sleep cycle better for going forward, okay? If you are in a climate as well where it's dark when you wake up, this is completely okay. It happens to a lot of people. What you can do is you can actually get a light therapy lamp. Okay, these are things that are used for sometimes people with a SAD or seasonal affective disorder. And basically what you want to do is you just want to switch that on while you're brushing your teeth in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to give you plenty of light exposure, and it's really going to help to basically give your body what it needs in the first few minutes of waking up. Okay, number 3 is going to be caffeine timing. Caffeine timing, we have 2 bigger time periods that we want to work with. We have first thing in the morning, we have evening time, or before you go to bed. With morning time, you want to try and cut out your caffeine intake for the first 60 to 90 minutes. So that's in the AM. No caffeine for the first 60 to 90 minutes. It helps adenosine clear your brain. Any residual adenosine, which basically is going to give you better energy when it comes to the afternoon. When it comes to the middle of the day, it's just going to give you more sustained, better energy. So that's the first thing, is when you wake up, for the first 60 to 90 minutes, delay your caffeine intake, have it after that. For the second half of the day, so in the PM, you want to think about having about 8 to 10 hours between your last intake of caffeine and your bedtime. And this is going to give the caffeine enough time to clear your system, so that, again, it's not just a case of you being able to sleep. Like if you're one of these people that brags about, I can have a coffee at 8 p.m, I go to bed fine, at 9 p.m, I can fall asleep straight away. That's not what we're bragging about. That, no one cares. the reality is the quality of the sleep that you're going to be getting in is going to be significantly reduced because there is so much caffeine in your system at that time. So you might be getting in sleep, but again, 1 hour of sleep is not just equal to 1 hour of sleep. The quality of that 1 hour of sleep can differ drastically. And that's what we're going for with these changes. We want to improve the quality of the sleep without even improving quantity. Okay, number 4 is going to be another simple one, but again, it gives you a huge bang for your buck, and that's going to be having a wind down routine. So this is something that we want to incorporate in the evenings before bed, and keep it simple. Stick with between 15 and 30 minutes before bed. You have a nice little wind down routine. Pick something that works for you, that you actually enjoy doing. Some examples would be having a hot shower. This actually helps some people. It triggers a physiologic response and helps to get you into deeper stages of sleep quicker. For some people, though, it doesn't work so well, so experiment with it and see if it does. Apart from that, in the 15 to 30 minutes before bed, we want to cut out phone usage. We don't want to be using social media, don't want to be replying to emails or doing any work-related tasks. We want to allow our brain and body to actually properly wind down. So reducing or eliminating screen exposure, reducing light exposure in general. So dimming down your lights, using lower set lamps instead of overhead lights is going to be beneficial. And apart from this, if you do find yourself a little bit more active in this time, like your mind is active, what you can do is incorporate additional practices. Some examples of these would be breath work, meditation, journaling, light stretching, or just reading. Typically with reading, it's best to read things that aren't too interesting, because you don't want to wake up your mind, you want to help it wind down. And these are a few things, and again, experiment with them, see what works best for you. Once you try something, see how you react the days following it, and then you'll decide if you're going to basically keep it in or if you're going to take it out and experiment with something else instead. It takes a little bit of time, but once you have this set up, it's going to really help improve the quality of your sleep. Number 5 is carb backloading. So the old myth of carbs at night, carbs after dark make you fat. It is complete BS. There is no truth to it at all. It doesn't matter where you get your calories in really throughout the day. The main thing is that you're hitting your calorie goal and your protein goal each day, and more so the averages throughout the week. That is really what's going to dictate progress, not the actual hour that you're getting in your carbs. Like if that was true, that would mean that if you went to maybe a different time zone, a different country, and you had carbs when it was dark there, even though it's morning time with your body's current set schedule for morning, what would happen there? Would you get fat? Would you not get fat? Is it morning? Is it night? So anyway, not going off on too much of a tangent here. This helps to trigger feelings of calm, of relaxation, of satiety, and it helps to actually improve your sleep then following on. Okay, so it also helps if you are training fasted in the morning. It helps to basically top up your glycogen levels of your muscles so that you're actually priming yourself for a good session the next morning. Just make sure you are hydrated coming into that session if you do train fasted. And then number 6, bed environment. So with this, there's a few simple tricks, tips we can just incorporate here that are drastically going to improve, again, the quality of our sleep and sometimes quantity as well. So the first one is that we want a cool room. So if you're in a cold country, like say, for example, I'm based in France at the moment, it's quite cold outside. I don't need to go messing around with aircon or anything like that. I just need to basically not put the heating on, or not put the heating on for as much to get the room nice and cool. A cooler room temperature is going to lead to better quality sleep, more restorative sleep. The second thing we want it to be dark. So when it comes to the room being dark, what we can do is get blackout blinds. These are an investment definitely worth making. They're not going to cost you much. Probably going to get them for somewhere between 50 and 100 euros, and it is well worth the money. Apart from that, an eye mask can be incredibly beneficial. So even if you have blackout blinds, still utilizing an eye mask is still going to give you an extra little boost in in quality of sleep. So it's definitely one, again, it's not too costly and it is going to give you benefit. And then the other thing we can do is actually go around the room, go around the bedroom. And if you do have different appliances, different devices that maybe have a little LED light on them, we actually want to think about covering over those lights. Okay, so this might seem a little bit crazy, a little bit too much, but it is going to give you a good effect. I know you're already wearing the eye mask, but even if the light comes in contact with, say, your skin, with different areas that aren't your eyes, your skin does have light receptors and it will affect quality of your sleep as well. So think about just finding any of these little lights that are in your room. There probably will be a couple. Get a little bit of tape, masking tape. You can get this in an electrical store or a DIY store. Cover over it. It's going to help improve the quality of your sleep. Apart from this, we want the room to be quiet. So there's not a whole lot that you can do about the actual environment of where you're sleeping. I mean, outside of your house, apart from moving house, which is quite a drastic change. But What we can do is utilize earplugs that help to reduce the noise. So there's a brand I've no affiliation with, but they just make good products. They're called the Loop earplugs. The sleep ones are incredibly comfortable, and they're just beneficial for reducing the amount of noise. So if you don't like wearing earplugs, give these a shot. They're a bit more on the pricey side for earplugs. They're about 40 or 50 euros. But again, they're well worth the little investment for the quality that you will get. And if you are traveling, bring that eye mask and sleep plugs with you. Are going to be such a game changer for when you're away. And that they really are the main things that we can do to improve our sleep environment. There are plenty of other little tips and tricks that we can do, but these will be the main ones that are going to give us the most bang for our buck. And then number 7, and this is purposely last on the list, is going to be supplementation. Supplements, okay? The reason this is last on the list is because there is no point in focusing on this, wasting money, spending time or money on this, unless the other things are actually in play. These are prioritized in order. So the one that's going to give you the most bang for your buck is going to be number 1, your consistent times. From there, it's going to be morning light, then your caffeine timing, then your wind down, then your carb backloading, then your environment, and then your actual supplementation, okay? When it comes to supplementation, there are a couple of ones that typically are going to work well for most people. Again, it is on a case-by-case basis. Some are going to work better for some people, some are not going to have as much of an effect. A little bit of trial and error here is the best way to find what actually works for you without needing to do extensive amounts of blood work. So the first one is going to be magnesium glycinate. This tends to be a nice bioavailable form of magnesium. You want to be aiming to get about 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate or biglycinate in before bed. About 60 to 90 minutes before bed is absolutely perfect. The next one then is going to be inositol. So again, this is another one to trial and just see if you do notice an effect. Give it a couple of days before you actually make up your mind, but it's a nice one for actually helping improve that quality. And the other one is going to be glycine. So it's a really, really nice one as well. If you find that you run a little bit hot, so you find you wake up really hot, sweating in the middle of the night, this one actually helps to drop that core temperature a little bit when you're sleeping and allows you to get into deeper, more comfortable stages of sleep for longer. And then another one that you can experiment with as well is going to be L-theanine. This is one, again, it's case by case whether it's going to work for you or not, but it is worth experimenting with to actually see if it has an effect. Again, I want to put a big disclaimer here to say that I'm not a doctor. These are definitely additional things. I would not be stressing or worrying too much about these. I'd be very much focusing on those boring ones that we're going through that a lot of people are going to ignore from the start of the list before even thinking twice about the ones that come at the end of the list. Okay, so yeah, to recap for today, we have 7 main steps to guarantee a perfect night's sleep tonight. These are listed in order of priority. Case by case, you know, some people are going to be falling down on ones a little bit more than others. So say, for example, if all of these are in pretty good stead, but your caffeine timing is all over the place, then caffeine timing is the one that you will want to be focusing on the most. So, you know, just a good rule of thumb is to identify the main constraint and then to put all your time into that main constraint to actually allow you to break through and allow you to really improve. But yeah, we do want to be taking these into account. If you did find this helpful, feel free to drop me a rating or a like on the video if you're watching on YouTube. And if you do know someone that struggles with their sleep, please